Good evening. Protocol has been established. Let me thank Dr. McGlure for giving such a detailed introduction. It is indeed a privilege to have the opportunity to speak at the AWSDAS Academy. Class of 2021, you worked hard. Congratulations. Rising above limitations, embracing success. In late 2017, while scrolling through Instagram, I came across a photo that captivated my attention. It was a leopard leaping after its prey. In awe of the physical ability of God's amazing creature, I was also immediately summoned to reflect deeper within the context of my life. I saw myself at either position, attempting to grab onto my dreams or being snatched away, falling prey to my limitations. It was a season in my life where I was far from what I imagined my goals to be at that point in time, coupled with the burden of repeated failures and exhausted options. It was also a difficult time for my country, Dominica, as many of us would recall. This photo was a timely memo and motivation to rise above my limitations and embrace success. To first rise above our limitations, we have to know what they are. I want you to remember only two of your greatest limitations that I expect you, the class of 2021, to rise above. But before we go forward, I would like to make a confession that I've only remembered the people who gave my graduation speeches, but I've not remembered their messages. So I implore you to do so better than I did. Your greatest limitations are your thoughts and those who are around you. Your mind. Our thoughts are our greatest limitations, far stronger than any COVID-19 lockdown. During my time at AWSDAS Academy, I became very familiar with a quote painted on a wall, which I vividly recall looking onto from the porch at the junction of the library, which stated, I quote, "Higher than the highest human thought can reach is God's ideal plan for His children. Godliness and godlikeness are the goals to be reached." The truest meaning of this scares me at my core, but has kept motivating me to this day, because even my greatest aspirations cannot compete with God's plan for me. Class of 2021, know first that God's plan for you is great, and there is no obstacle that can hinder it. Your class theme mentions that you are rising, which is present continuous, above your limitations. With your mind being your greatest limitations, class, I want you to think big. Brent Parillo, let your ambition scare you. Never limit yourself. Keep rising. Kyle Ferrell, you can be Prime Minister or President of Dominica if you aim towards it. Class of 2021, as you continue to rise above your limitations, I want you to dream as big and far as Elon Musk. Michelangelo, and I quote, "The problem human beings face is not that we aim too high and fail, but that we aim too low and succeed." End of quote. I have lived long enough to see the outcome of those who set high standards for themselves. Karen Walters, a former student of the Arthur Waldron SD Academy, classmate, cousin, and friend, who grew through these very walls and PVC partition classes, did an entire curriculum for technical drawing in 6 months because he wanted to become an architect. Now, he is a thriving architect in Dominica, and his modern designs are sometimes too modern for many. Karen wasn't comfortable enough to have the time to complain about the time period. He was determined and disciplined. We have become too comfortable at times. Our parents, who we are eternally grateful for, work hard to make things accessible to us, to ensure that we are more successful than them. Parents again, congratulations. I am still trying to figure out where my mother got the money to have me do extra classes in physics and mathematics. Class of 2021, you are blessed and privileged to have an SDA education, the best high school education that you could ever have in Dominica. Just look at every sector or progressive industry in Dominica and you will find an SDA grad. Not just the best school on the island, but some of you already have a cell phone, internet at home, or a vacation planned out for the next summertime. I am not trying to make you feel bad or indebted by your privileges. Privileges are good. I want you to use these privileges to propel you further to greater heights, way past what your parents have already achieved. The leopard and the bird depicted earlier were not on a photo shoot or performing for sport. This was survival. This is the wild, where an animal goes starving for days, weeks, and months because of unsuccessful catches or scarcity of prey. So I could only imagine that this cat's jump was well calculated and timed, because this could have been his last meal. Israel Moore Ivor puts it best in a book, in Becoming a Better You. If you are not hungry for success, you will not make the best use of your time. It is simple and clear. People who are truly hungry for food never play with a meal when they see it. End of quote. Class of 2021, I want you to stay hungry as you are right now, because this will set you apart from your peers wherever you go. There is an important quote that I've remembered through all my life, as early as primary school. It was by a poet, Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, which states, I quote, "The heights of great men reached and kept were not attained by sudden flight, but they, while their companions slept, kept toiling upwards through the night." Class of 2021, your greatest limitation, other than yourself, is those who you surround yourself with. Birds of a feather flock together, or some of you have heard, you are the average of your peers. Frank A. Clark states, I quote, "We find comfort among those who agree with us and growth among those who don't." I urge you to choose friends who would uplift you, challenge you, and push you closer to your goals, and shun those who don't. Period. It may be difficult, but it is necessary. Class, you have accomplished a lot. This graduation marks a huge milestone in your life. As you cherish this milestone, always be grateful to those who have helped you leap over the difficulties over these past few years at Arthur Waldron SDA Academy. The journey begins now. Embracing success is also embracing failure, because failure oftentimes is the first part of success. You can only go up after a valley. Maybe if I paid attention to the featured address at my high school graduation, I would know that failure would have come at some point. Trent Later and Daryl Morancy, success is about falling, getting back up, and continuing running like Denick Luke did in his 800-meter race at the 2020 Olympics. Whatever your hands finds to do, do it with all your might. Class, there will be more hurdles in your path, but never let anyone or yourself limit God's plan for you to succeed. Protect your dream from the friends or relatives who would think you are too ambitious or incapable of reaching your goals. Janelle Peters, I want to let you know that it is not how you start, but it's how you finish. Class, you will lose friends and gain friends. The road ahead is going to be long and hard, but you have done well so far. Jack Ma's life is perhaps the greatest example of the success through failure. He failed primary school twice and middle school 3 times. He also failed his university entry 3 times. He was rejected by police force and even KFC. He applied to Harvard 10 times and was rejected every single time. Now, he is one of the richest people in the world and is the founder of the well-known Alibaba, one of the biggest e-commerce companies on the planet. In 2009 and 2014, Ma made it onto Times Magazine's 100 Best Influential People and was also selected as China's most powerful people by Business Week, even appearing on the front page of Forbes magazine. Before I leave, let me share with you this quote that I first heard whilst watching Aquila and the Bee. I believe Miss Baptiste has also shared it with my class. I quote, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightening about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people's permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others." Remember that your greatest limitations are your thoughts and those who you surround yourself with. God's plans and aspirations for you are greater than you can imagine. Congratulations.